A very good evening, everybody. Welcome to the webinar on CIA. My name is Anirban, and I look after the marketing activities and operations for IPFC Academy. First of all, let me thank you all because you took time out on a busy weekday schedule, and could make it to this webinar. So first of all, thank you very much for coming across to this seminar. So before we start off, before we introduce Mr. Shush Bala, who is the key speaker to this whole webinar, I would like to give you a brief about IPFC Academy. It's called as International Professional Financial Careers Academy.
Please
Now,
speak
this
up. Your voice
certification
is
is
low.
going to show you exactly what are the things which we do and where all we are present, etc. We started our operation in 2010. So that is around 12 years now. We have trained more than 3,500 students across nearly all the countries in the world. All our faculties are highly internationally qualified, and our classes are held online. That means the way you are attending this webinar, in the same manner the classes are held. So these are just live classes. You have the power to unmute your mic and ask questions, or there is a chat box where you can just type in your questions and the faculty answers them. The best part about any professional qualification is practice. I mean, obviously the training is important, but other than the training, the practice is something which is very important. So since these exams are online exams, we have unlimited mock tests, so you have you'll get tired. I mean, really frankly telling you, you'll get tired doing these mock tests, which are very essential for going for any of these certification exams. We have discussion forums, and that is very important. When you're learning in a group. So in case you come across any issues which you are not able to handle, you should be able to ask someone, maybe your peers, maybe the faculty. Again, these queries, these exams, they have a lot of administrative activities which need to be done. There are a lot of process to be followed with the certifying bodies. So all the help which are there will be, taken care by us. The courses which we generally offer are CPA, which is a CIAUS course, the most prestigious course in the accounting fraternity. Your CIAUS, yet another professional course. There's 2 exams, so very popular among the Middle East countries, as well as getting a lot of popularity in India. The ACCA course, needless to say, it's similar to the CPA. Only thing is it is based out of the UK. It follows the UK accounting standards. And last but not the least, the certified internal auditor, for which we have all come to this webinar. And this is something which is okay. Just before I hand over the baton to Mr. Shoshpala, I'd just like to show a short video. And this video I have downloaded from the CIA website. So all credits to the CIA website, which actually talks about what a CIA qualification. So just a brief audio and a video panel. So just a minute, we'll just start it.
I am a certified
internal auditor.
It is the only globally recognized certification for internal auditors.
My CIA proves I'm knowledgeable.
It proves I am credible.
I am competent.
I'm confident.
I am committed to providing value to my organization.
And can perform a quality internal audit anywhere in the world.
In accordance with the standards.
My CIA shows my organization that I am committed to saving them time,
money,
their reputation,
helping to improve organizational culture,
enhance critical processes,
and inspire the highest level of ethical conduct.
My CIA sets me apart from my peers.
And it shows that I can make a difference. Over 150,000 awarded
170 countries.
Join us and prove your commitment.
Knowledge.
and value.
We are an esteemed group.
We are globally strong.
We are CIA certified.
Okay, that was an interesting video. I mean, the video is slightly old, maybe during the COVID times I had downloaded. The number has changed. It's not 150,000 any longer, it's more than that. So the amount of people getting into the CIA job, see, fortunately, this is the only certification for auditors, I mean, internal auditors. There are no other country or no other governing bodies do a certification on internal auditor. And I'll just flash you certain jobs which were very recently available. I mean, and it got filled up immediately because the whole game is of demand and supply. If the supply is low, the demand is high. And if the supply is high, the demand is low. That's a normal 10 class theory. So you see the kind of jobs which come across. I mean, global jobs, big four companies, positions are so exciting, you know. And not only abroad, you have jobs coming up in India itself, places like Bangalore, places like Hyderabad, places like Delhi, I mean, Mumbai, the big four companies, KPMG, Deloitte, EY, multinational companies like Genpact, all the KPOs like your TCS, Infosys. This is just a few samples which I could show you guys, and this is the kind of position which you get. I mean, so very interesting job role, and the demand for CIA is very high. So I will just stop this video for now, and I will now hand over the baton to Mr. Shush Bala. Mr. Shush Bala is our key faculty. He will be the person who will be taking over. Just a minute, I'll just change the role. Make him as a presenter. That's it. So Mr. Shush Bala has been one of the founders of IPSC Academy. So the kind of involvement which he has towards the company is very high. He has a huge set of qualifications, I mean, which we have been promoting while we have been doing the rounds for webinar registration. I'm sure each of you have seen that. And since the qualification range is a variety, the kind of experience which comes with that variety of education is huge. So many students take a lot of advantage of this knowledge. And so many people have got qualified and certified and moved ahead in life, bigger companies and better companies. So without wasting any time, over to Mr. Shush Bala. Shush, are you able to hear me? Shush, are you able to hear? Shush, are you able to unmute?
Okay, good evening, everybody. I hope you are able to hear me. You all are able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I am Shush. Actually, this IPFC was created in 2009. So since then, 13 years have passed, and we created the international accounting body qualifications market in India with IMA America, Institute of Management Accountants America. They approached me. Actually, I passed their course in 2005. Thereafter, they liked me, and actually, I was the student representative representing India, Middle East, China, and all. One person was talking to IMA during my time, and these people not elected me, they selected me to talk to them. So that's how I got value to them, and over the years they were chasing me every year like fish, why don't we start? So it's in 2009 that I started IPFC, and we were the first institute to have started international accounting body course in India under collaboration with international accounting body. And thereafter, when IPFC had been a success, we started with only $2,000. We mostly are Indians here. So those who are Indians, they know that 1 lakh rupees is that point of time was $2,000. And with only $2,000, which we today charge from the CPA candidates, on CPA candidate, with that capital, we started the organization. So you can understand today, like anybody coming to the business, coming with at least about 10 crore or like our competitors in the industry, they have deployed 30, 40, 50 crore rupees. And we are competing with them. We have survived all these years. How can one survive? It is due to the quality that we keep and our ability is in making the pass rate. And IPFC is clearly the #1 institute in the world. I repeat, it is the #1 institute in the world in terms of pass rate. If you want a proof, I can share you. Anyone, please remind me after some time to give the proof after I have a discussion. Now, okay, instead of doing a PowerPoint presentation, I thought that I will rather talk to you. This is not a, I do of course have a PowerPoint presentation ready, but instead of that, I thought, let me do some sort of like discussion, which is very much open, and address more of your issues, because our profile is a diverse profile. IPFC is having an extremely diverse profile. We're having students who are 58, 60, 65 years old and also 18 years old. We are having people at the junior level. We are having people at CFO level. We are having government servants. We also have Indian administrative officer, Indian administrative services officers. We also had politicians. We had industrialists. We had entrepreneurs. We had faculties. We had professors of IITs, IIMs also at some point of time, our being our students. So the profile is very, very diverse, and we are an international institute. We are not only serving the India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or the South Asian economies, but we are significantly serving the African community. Also, we are having students from Europe and Americas and Caribbeans also. Of course, on our time zone matters. Our classes conducted around this time every night, including Saturday and Sunday. Different classes go on. So, of course, we are limited by our ability to reach different markets. Now, why CIA books? Why? Let me tell you the current, your position. You will be able to, I think, associate yourself with whatever I am telling. But before that, I thank you all of you to join here in this evening in big number to hear us, the opportunity, the IPFC brings, the CIAUS qualification brings. The certified internal auditor is, if you look at let me just try to draw a picture of the accounting education industry, our accounting education qualifications that we have. In one side, we are having a CPA or CA. And the side we are having CA. I hope you are able to see this. I am typing instant when I am talking also. So these are qualified accountant status. These qualified accountant status are the ones, those are considered the king or queen qualifications or the gold standards to rise in the industry, finance and accounting. So the parallel of these qualifications are like in America it's called CP, in India, Nigeria, Ghana they are called CA, in Pakistan, Bangladesh they are called CA. In we are having its UK parallel ACCA. Here we are having CIMA UK. So these are okay. You want clarity? Okay, fine. Is it better now? Is the sound quality better now? Rutha, Harry, is it clear now? Okay. So there are two. Okay, there are two types of conventional professional accounting qualification. These qualifications are restricted qualifications. They are not university qualifications. When we talk about professional qualifications, we often tend to make mistake that an engineering qualification or medical qualification or a master's degree, an MBA or a engineering qualification, they are professional qualifications. No, the qualifications imparted by the universities are not professional qualifications. Professional qualifications come from professional bodies. Why professional bodies are to be brought in the first place? To impart education when university system is there that you are required to know. Once you pass any course from universities, your responsibility of studying anything for the course or keeping your knowledge updated is not required. You have done your part of the job by taking the examinations. That's enough. You are not required to do anything. You have got the degree. But there are certain sensitive professions where you are required to keep yourself updated, and that requires very extremely high level of knowledge. Extremely high level of knowledge, and those body of knowledge is constantly changing. Okay. So though we are having engineering qualification, for example, there after you pass engineering, you have to be member of a professional body in engineering. If you are doing MBBS doctorate, MBBS doctor, then after passing, you have to be member of like, I mean, Indian like medical association in India, American medical association in Americas. So there are bodies who require you to get trained every year and attend certain seminars, give lectures and all to display your updation, and they also give you some sort of training, new emergence of new things in the market and how you should react. Then in law qualification, you get a law degree. In India, we call it LLB. In America, it's called Juris something, Juris Doctor or whatever, JD qualification. So after passing this, you have to be member of the bar. Bar association is the professional body. Now in accounting, when it comes to accounting, we are having university, they are giving masters in accounting or MS in accounting, or in India it's called MCOM. But you see, getting a first division, first class from MCOM, anybody or everybody today getting it without doing much work. But accounting, why accounting is a profession? First of all, look, accounting is a capacity building education. Like accounting is the knowledge of the industry. It is the language of the industry, business, or even any organization. It is the business or transaction knowledge. And that is only part of the accounting, is basic bookkeeping, you know, it is a very small thing, though. And when you talk about accounting as a knowledge, a language of the business, we are referring to bookkeeping. But bookkeeping is the basic building block. After that, we are having so many things, financial accounting. There are accounting standards. Each country is having their accounting standard. They are like in line with IFRS or IFRS. In US, we are having US GAAP. Then US GAAP and IFRS, they also have greatly come closer due to the, the background why it is required, because the investors today are from different countries. They want to see the accounting standards of a country where they have invested is in line with what they know. So that the accounting things, the books of accounts become comparable. So that gives to financial, that is the importance of financial accounting. Then comes management accounting. In management accounting, it is not only costing, it is performance management, it is budgeting, then it is, there are so many other things. You are having finance, corporate finance, you are having risk management, all these things. Today, tax and all. These are the extremely big body of knowledge that is bundled in India. There are about 16 in Indian courses, which are actually derivatives of the UK courses. We are the colonies of the English people in India. So like those who are from Africa, you had been colonies of the French people, or some Italy also went to some part, and then the major part is Franco Africa. And so European, Dutch is also were there, Portuguese also were there. So, but they have carried the similar type of academic system due to their closeness. They had the similar type of thing. So you can understand about 15, 16 courses together build the body of knowledge. So it's a big knowledge, and those knowledges, barring a few things like costing, they do not change. Most of the things keep on changing, and that brings a big challenge. And the courses like finance, there are, every time there is new changes coming. The market is facing new challenges, new problems. So driving the financial performance of the business is extremely a challenging task. You have to do so many things. If you are working inside the organization, then you are a management accountant. If you are playing an auditor's role as a statutory auditor, then you are what is it called? You are a practicing role. Then these qualifications are meant for that. These CACPA are meant for the people who would like to be in the practice, and CMA is a specialized qualification schema for being in the inside the company. And when you're inside the company, you are called a management accountant. And here it is like a CPA are the CMA, I mean, it is CMA Indian, CMA American, CMA or CIMA. I have classified them, grouped them into two things, right? So CPAs are the one who also can work when they work inside the company. CPA, CA, ACCA, when they work inside the company, they are necessarily playing the management accounting role, but they are having an option to be a practitioner in the field of audits, statutory audits, or also big number of them also, along with auditing, they also take the assignments in taxation field. Now, there is a third qualification. The reason I have called you, or you have come here for another qualification, which is CIA, the internal audit. Now, this is, if I have to bring CIA, then I have to also bring here audit, internal audit status. So it is not an accounting qualification, it is a internal auditing qualification. Now, so what CI is? Let us understand what these people, the type of qualification that is in the market. There is one more qualification which is beyond the ambit of all these things. It is CFA. CFA is one more qualification. I will just tell you what are these, the difference. So the goal, what if you tell me, or if I have to tell what these people do, these people are inside the company running the finance and accounting of the business. They prepare the accounts, they drive the financial performance of the business, and they at the end of the year they create an account of the company, financial reports of the company. Then this fellow, this is CPA, he comes, he does the audit and he expresses an opinion about, whether the company has fairly presented its business in the account, isn't it? And whether is it as per GAAP. So his sole goal of life is to express an opinion. Yes, you are right. Even I will come to different type of auditing. Now CFA is a person. Then I go to number 3. So when a company has made its books of account, an auditor has expressed an opinion, CFA comes to analyze those financial statements. CFA does financial analysis on the reports, financial reports, and he talks about the investibility inside these companies, right? Okay, what internal auditors do? Number 4, I will talk about this. I have heard your question, Bivas. I will answer it. I'll come one after one. I will come to this. Now, this internal auditors, you know what they do? They look at whether the company is having established adequate number of internal controls and whether those controls are working. Okay, they are certified internal auditors. Internal auditors, they support the audit committee of the board of directors to give a oversight on the functional directors. Like shareholders are the owners. Shareholders cannot enter the boardroom. They appointed directors, they cannot enter. I am coming. You are from IIM, Somen? Okay. Which IIM you are from? I am Kyal. Okay. You have done fintech and blockchain certification. I will come to this. Okay. Now, so this internal auditor's goal, see, I was slightly swayed away. Okay. Coming back to that point, the directors are appointed by the shareholders, and directors actually run the show, but shareholders cannot enter the boardroom. Now, the company want to see whether the directors are doing their job. The directors appointed by the shareholders, are they doing their job right or wrong? For that reason, some outside people chosen as directors, they chosen as independent directors, they are not the functional directors. They are chosen for their expertise and some other things. They can be from industry, academics also. They are the people who are not running the show. They are made non-executive directors. They become a part of the board. They are called non-executive directors. These non-executive directors give a oversight on the executive directors. They give an oversight on the executive directors, whether they are functioning well or not. Now, these directors, these non-executive directors, they only sit in the board of director meeting. They do not sit in the offices. Then how can they give oversight? Whether directors are working or not. So these non-executive directors are supported by an internal audit team. And that internal audit power is conferred by the board of directors. They can question anybody, including all the directors. So they cannot be, report. They cannot report. They should not report under the board of normal functional directors. They report only to the audit committee of the board of directors, which only includes the outside directors who are not doing any business with the company. So this internal audit is their representation within the company. And hence it is very important, this internal audit is very, very important. Internal audit's role is to ensure that the company is chasing its goals right, and for chasing the goals right, it have done enough to cover up the risk factors of the company, risk management part, and in the installation of the risk management part, whether there are adequate controls have been created and are those controls working or not. These are nutshell, this is what internal audit, and for that they do the audit. Okay. So these audits are of two type. It can be functional, it can be some accounting type of financial audit, but most of it are operational, the efficiency audit, whether the company is doing the things in right manner towards chasing the goals of the company. So now I am directly coming to, these are the preface I have given you. Now CIA qualification, why it's important? Because first of all, the CA and CMA qualifications are not easy. They are extremely difficult, and they take a lot of time, and there are a lot of costs, and their failed exam cost is huge. They cost huge amount of money. Like I can tell you, like an average student can incur about $5,000 for passing the international accounting body courses. For it can be CPA, CMA, including tuition, books and exams, and some failed exam repeating. Okay. Now, what a CIA is very low cost exam. Your everything should come, I think, within about 1700, or if some fails are there, it can be within 2000. The cost of maintaining the qualification, CPA, CMA, etc. is huge. Every year you have to pay about $250, $300 annual maintenance cost. Here you pay very small amount of money. It is like some $30, $40, something like that in Indian currency. Okay. So that is one thing, the cost part. Now this qualification is, second thing is that the exam is very important. What makes the CMA, CPA and CIA difficult is the mathematics content. The mathematics content is huge and often very challenging, and accounting students are not known to be extremely good in mathematical thing. This creates the major problem. About 50% of the CMA US exam on Indian costing exam, Indian CMA exam are computational, having computational question where they really suffer. But in CI exam, there is nothing, no calculation you have to make. It's not a number game. It is of I will tell you the syllabus. Once I tell you, you will understand. First one is like there are 3 papers. 1, 2, and 3. CIA1 is like the foundation of internal auditing. Where do we, know about the terms, the standards? Okay, some ethics. This is a standard of internal auditing. There are different terms defined. How a company's internal audit activity is, fitting in the company. What is to be done to give an independence to the activity? What should be the role of individual auditor in the organization? That is the first part of an ethics of the internal auditor. That is in CIA 1. In CIA 2, we are having, in CIA 2, it is the audit procedure. It is the audit practice, doing the audit part. In number 3, so there, how do you do the audit? How do you take an audit assignment? There are 2 types of audits. One is called assurance. Assurance means you are giving an assurance to the management, top management of the company, that the place we have audited, the auditee is doing the things in the expected line. He's doing his job rightly, correctly. That is, you give an assurance. That is called assurance audit. Another type of audit is called consulting audit, or the good name of it it is advisory. Okay, so all the big 4 firms, their significant quantum of business come from this internal audit activities, right? Then third is like some business knowledge and IT and technology. Today's there are a lot of changes, transformation in the technological field. So there security, IT security, then bit of knowledge about various facets of technology, and that technology that matters to an internal auditor, like you have to, whether you are taking the backups, whether there is a threat, like if in case suppose a bomb is thrown, right, on a stock exchange or in a bank server where the bank server is located, whether the computing capability of the organization will go or not. What should you do? The precaution. So then different types of attacks on your web server and many other things, IT security and all. So that is coming in part 3. I am not going to tell you the syllabus, because rather we will now concentrate on like how this course will help you. First of all, you will get a qualification. The salary level that you get from as a CIA is comparable to CPAs, CMA. You will be getting similar salary. Now imagine in the field of, if you're working in the finance function of a company, the quantum of workload every quarter, the quantum of workload that comes, people come, return home at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night, go to the office on Saturdays, Sundays also, still they cannot finish the job. There is huge transaction loads. And of course, there are quite a large number of qualified accountants today. You have to compete with them. There can be, and such competition are not always ethical, right? In any organization that happens. But now see the companies, how they are currently doing the internal audit. Today, the internal audit throughout the world, a huge number of people get, in any company, huge number of people work in internal audit. How those people are now getting, collected. They are coming from these 3 streams, this CA or management accounting line only. Some people are transferred from this line who are having qualified accountant, and there are also other people from different disciplines. An engineer will join, a marketing person will join, a HR person will join. So the internal audit people need to have a balanced team. When they go for an audit, there is required to be a balanced team. People has to be accountant, or more or less they have to be accountant. One accountant has to be there, and plus other people who can audit that entity, what they are doing. So here you understand, here the focus is not on accounting. You do not need to know a lot of accounting. You do not need to have a very deep knowledge on the thing, but here the focus is that you have to see that the reason for which internal audit is created, whether as an internal audit team member, are you conforming to that? Are you contributing to that? That is part one gives you that foundation. Part two gives how to do the audit. There you are not going to do a theoretical work there, or neither you are going to do a huge donkey work there, like the other people are doing. There is a practice standard of standard operating practice in the organization, whether they are following it. Is there any risk that is coming up? You are having some framework also. This give you some framework, internal audit framework, risk framework. So you have to see whether they are doing the things as per those framework. Okay. And third, business knowledge and technology. The auditors, whatever little knowledge, scattered knowledge, you are required to know a little bit of IT, little bit of accounting, little bit of finance. Those things are punched together in part 3. So part 3 takes care of what you should know to go to the audit, and part 1 is like you know what is the ethical requirement, what is the requirement your internal audit team need to have, and part 2, how will you conduct the audit? Is it extremely difficult? No, it is not such a extremely difficult qualification like the CMA or CPA is. Here it is of maturity. I hope most of you are working in the finance and accounting function. And see, auditing is not, as Showman has told me. See, if you are working in a bank, the bank is having certain function, a financial market is having function, nothing to do with accounting. Then you are having a process, and that process is contributing towards meeting certain objectives. Are you doing that? Are you contributing to that? Are you working as per the SOP? If you are doing if you are in a portfolio management role, what is the risk your portfolio is having? Is it within the company's risk tolerance level? The question comes, is it within the risk tolerance level? How much of risk each individual is taking in there? How much of risk cutoff should be there? How much somebody is trading in a terminal, how much of risk he can take per day or per week or per 15 days, and what quantum? So these are the things. It is your own thing that you have established. The concepts are there in your area. Whether are you following that? That is what internal auditors should do. So concept is not that challenging, but still there is a body of knowledge here. So this qualification, that's why it is predominantly barring the accounting part and finance part and some costing part. There are barring this part, which is in part 3, you are part 1 and part 2 totally is computation free, and in part 3 there are computation which are some computation, little bit of computation, but they are not much, maybe only 10% of the total weight. Now, so this gives you an opportunity to bypass CA or ICAA and get a qualification which are as equal as CIA. See, in CIA, what you do? There are not much of people who are having CIA qualification. People come with a CPA or CMA or ICAA or CIMA qualification, and they want to go out to their own place after 2-3 years of working. they want to be CFO. So here in CIA, see, it is a very specialized role, internal audit, very specialized role. Here you are having very important role. You are giving an oversight. So when you are giving an oversight, you get a lot of patta, weight from the people whom you are auditing. You are respected, even if you are hated at time, but they will show you respect. They will not disclose it. After you go, then they may be telling some words for you, but they are afraid of you. So you will be getting the respect, at least in publicly you will be getting. And second, you will be very close to the top people in the organization. They appreciate the power equation, and your salary, that is the reason your salary cannot be low. Okay. And so that is that part. And as I said, this is a word exam. You can do it very well. If some of you have failed CIAUS, Indian, Pakistani or African qualifications, then it is, or CMA, CPA, you reorient yourself. In IPFC class, you are not required to read book. IPFC's way of teaching is such, we assume that you do not have time to read book. We assume that you are out of education for 20 years. We assume that you have a very below average or average academic background. So we assume that you all do not know how to score high. We have scored high in our this thing. We know how we have done it, and we bring you to that process. It is not maybe, see, it is due to many things that academic past occurs. But we are here to, we have our training is such that we prepare you in class. We leave little for you. Our philosophy is whatever we can do, we should not leave it to others. We know after you go out of the class, you will be exposed to all the realities of your family life, office life. So we want to take advantage of your association with us. In the class itself, we'll get you prepared for 90% of your exam preparation. Balance 10% we will do offline. We are having all the things that we need to have to prepare you, the good study materials, questions, everything. And if you come to the class, in class we ensure that everybody understands. You want to see like how, I will be showing you some proof that IPFC is the #1. If I forget, you people remind me that I have promised that I will show you that IPFC gives the world's highest pass rate. And second, you will see IPFC students feel that no separate study is required by IPFC students. So we ensure that you are prepared inside the class, #1. #2, if you are prepared inside the class, whatever we have taught you in the class, those things are given to you. Your role is only devising those few pages of notes and taking the tests in time. Will be the books, study materials that we give you, that will be redundant. I don't expect that you will have time to read even 5 pages of those books. Okay, so that is what IPFC is. IPFC is for making below average student become qualified. That is the reason IPFC survived despite starting the organization with just $2,000. You can Google in Google that 95% of the companies die within 2 years. Companies, I'm not talking about proprietorship organization or partnership organizations. I'm talking about companies. 95% of the companies die in 2 years' time. IPFC is 13 years is running, and an organization that started with $2,000. Ask yourself how that can happen. Only one: quality. I will show you those proof like that our student get prepared inside the class, and you see the level of understanding of a student in the class. Our students are mostly below average to average. And this industry, I will tell you, this industry, accounting training industry, CIAUS, is having a 90% dropout rate. IPFC reversed it. Who will drop out? The people. Why people drop out? People drop out because they do not understand, number one. They cannot relate. They think, they find the things are going above their heads. These are as strong as an engineering qualification or an MBA qualification from top institute. And to get it, to be one like an engineer from top institute or MBA from top institute, you have to be like them. There is nothing, no shortcut. So the exam has to be tough. And to take you to that level where you can pass the examination, I have to correct a lot of your prior weaknesses. I assume that most of my students are having lot of accumulated weaknesses over ages. And I said that I assume that 20%, almost all of them are having a average off time from study for 20 years. So how I bring those students to action? So as I said, we repair your past. Your past is redundant, it is of no interest to us. Me. What is your positive? Your positive is that you are having a rich qualification, rich experience. You need a packet. You need a good coating. You need a good packaging. This qualification is the packaging. What you will get out of it? You will get a first satisfaction. Like, I am a qualified person. When I facing somebody, I am not getting, a humble feeling that I am no one. You are one. You are as important as the other person in the other side. Second, you become a matter of pride to your family members, your relatives, your children. The day you will become like when you were younger, when you become big, a time will come when your children would like to know that my father is one who is a qualified person, professional. Of course, being salary rising, those are there. Those for that reason you have come. But I am talking about other things. Now I have to give you some proof, as I told you that I will be giving you some proof that IPFC students do not need to read book. IPFC gives the highest pass rate in the world. One sec, where I am. Sit. See, this is a proof. This long back we have surpassed. Actually, I had a tough time with IMA America. I had actually stopped talking to them for some time for this propaganda of IPFC that IPFC students do not need books to pass. The reason being, they have a book business. We are also selling we are doing CMA course for them. So in CMA course, we have to buy a book, and that book is their income. So they are having a lot many other partners. They were telling IPFC is telling, look, IPFC is telling their students don't need to read book. So we were, over a period of time, there was huge pressure on us to buy book. So we actually went out of IMA. We said, no, we do not want your official status. That we are your partner. Student already community knows that we give the highest pass rate in the world. We will not tell that we are your official partner. For some time, for 5 years, I was not using their official partner status on that ground that I would not want to buy their book. My students do not need to book, they do not need any book. So now they look at this. This is in 2015 when for the first time, like we crossed the IMA pass rate. IMA it is a tougher exam than CIA exam. So here, see, I wrote here, look at the bottom. I am happy to, Dennis is the head of examination of Institute of Management Accountants America, Jim is their head of business, and Jeff is their CEO. Then I wrote, I am happy to inform you that IPFC using the average students in India, Middle East and Africa and Canada have been able to go past the US and Europe passed rate for the first time with a window pass rate of 60% available at this link. That point of time we were IMS partner. Of course, today also we are IMS partner. So they had the list of all IPFC students to go for the exam. Okay, 60% of the student passing. You know, the pass rate of CA exam 10%. So and this is one proof. This is I have written and see Dennis says congratulations, great job that he has written. Second proof that IPFC students do not need book. So could you see it? Can you confirm did you see it or not? I just didn't notice whether can you please confirm, one of you? Okay, fine. Next point that IPFC students, see, all of you must have known that process costing is say this is a after class thing I take from the students. Like understanding of process costing, this is after class is done, then I take a feedback from the students. The feedback can be seen here. This is live, this cannot be altered. Those who know, like your Showman is coming from the IT industry, you know that this thing cannot be changed. Like even if suppose I change it here, it cannot be changed in the Google Analytics. Look at, so many people have see, this is an analysis. This is some more people have given. So after I did it, some more people gave the answer. So my question is that, have you understood the concepts as well as example discussed in the class? Look at here. Look at here. Have you understood the question number 1? Have you understood the concepts as well as the examples discussed in the class? This was the question. Okay, it was, where is it? Yeah, here. So, have you understood the concept? See, everybody almost, some people said no, very few people said no. They look at this column. How many no you are seeing? Now, understanding level, is it 100%, 60, 68, more than 80? Full. This is the understanding level. Did you read the topic? This is very important. This is extremely important. Did you read the topic from book before attending the class? My students do not have time. So I do not want you to come to the class by reading something in advance. Did you read the topic from the books before attending the class? How many no's you are seeing? How many A's you are seeing here? In this column, see? Scroll down. So here I took a summary of like when there are 84 people answered this. Some people answered in the next day. Send the link, but some people do not answer immediately. Some people answer next. So full, most of it, average. Percentage, see, full 27%, most of it greater than 80%. So what? 27 plus 46 is what? It's 73%. Some people, okay, 4%. So this is significantly high number. And those people who are not doing well, keep a track on them. We keep a track on them. We hammer them. We do not want that people who relied on us, they return empty-handed. IPFC's philosophy is that nobody should return empty-handed. That is our philosophy. That's why, as I told you, being a $2,000 share capital company, IPFC survived, and having students from about 75 countries today, right? So now I will tell you the type of questions that come in the exam. Let us see the type of question that come in the exam. You will see, I haven't chosen, any easy question. See, what are there in the syllabus? I have told you what you will know by knowing the syllabus. I have told there are three things. One is what is internal audit, how internal audit fits in the organization, what they should do, and what should be the people who are working in the internal audit function, what is the role of what is expected out of the total internal audit function, and what is expected out of each individual. That is paper number 1. And how the internal auditor gets the power to catch anybody and say, man, you are a director, I care not. You have to answer to this point. Who gives internal audit that power? That you are required to know. Part 1 over. Part 2, how will you conduct the audit? What are the standards? And part 3, to have that, to go to the audit, you are required to know certain things of the auditee. Certain business skill, certain IT skill. You do that. Then only you get a chance to do the audit. Right? And you are not required to know everything. You, as a team, you should have those skills. Okay. So an engineer, he may not know accounting. He is not required. Some questions are there here. These are what I am. These are some notes. Yeah, this is a question. This is an exam question. Yeah, I will now talk about the practicing. I will tell the CIA's special difference in Africa to the African prospects, why CIA is extremely important for you, particularly those who are in Africa. I will tell you why. So is it a very difficult question? The question is word question. This type of question will be getting in the exam. They are not also easy question. So it makes you think. And the thinking comes when you are having this training, you are going through this. Okay, training, why you need a training? Why don't you yourself buy book and do it? That is also one issue. That doesn't propel you to action. Are you able to see me or not? Oh, you are not able to see me? Okay. You need first of all, you need to have a group. Being in a group atmosphere propels you to certain action. Other people are doing, I am not doing. If he can do, why cannot I do? If he can do, why cannot I do? There is a time, within a short time, we are making you pass with a short time. We do not linger the course. We do it fast. These courses are to be passed very fast. If I prepare you and tell you are exam ready, you go to the exam. If I give you the permission to go for the exam, you would have no right to go to the exam. Of course, you are having right, you are a free person, but you may fail. Here we tell whether you are likely to pass or not. And you must, when I say that you are ready for the exam, you must not let your preparation wash out. You should take the exam. And we will not tell you to go to the exam unless we are happy about your preparation and we know where you are. If you haven't performed well, we will want you to repeat the class without paying anything extra. You are given some time to complete the course. You can repeat it. We will not be taking any extra charges for that. Now, some question, Vivash Chatura has asked a very pertinent question. See, CIA is not a regulated profession. CIA can practice scope like CA? Yes, but there is a but. Even a CA can do internal audit. A CMA also can do internal audit. An ICWA, CMA, CIMA also can do internal audit. A law graduate can do internal audit. An engineer can do internal audit. Then why would I do CIA? So you have the entire body of knowledge that is required. An engineer will not have it. Engineer is a subject matter expert when he audits a field, a given audit client, where engineering skill is required. Otherwise, he is not called in that audit. Right? So you are an expert in this field. You know everything that is required to do an audit. A CMA CPA is in a part-time role. You will be moving out short time. CI is an expert. You will be here. The input to a chartered accountant, cost accountant was very small in internal audit. You are having a wide exposure to internal audit. It is like there are some commonality with CPA audit or CA audit, but CA audit is only about fair, whether the financial statement prepared by the managers of the company give a true and fair representation of the business. That is the sole goal of the chartered accountant. But here you also do financial audit, but most of the audits are operational. You have to tell the management that the function I have audited, are they working as per your expectation or not? Imagine the stake involved. A financial audit is something that has happened in the past. But here your ongoing operation, you are auditing an ongoing operation. It is the present, it is the future. Present and future are more important than a past. This is more value adding than a financial audit. This is a bigger thing. This makes the company earn money, right? CIA is not a regulated profession. Anybody can audit. Any chartered accountant or cost accountant can audit. But CIA is the key qualification for it, complete qualification. Indian Chartered Accounting Body, Cost Accounting Body also have a 2-week or 1-week internal audit course that is given to all, like if you are a past chartered accountant or cost accountant, like I am a Indian qualified accountant as well, like American. So I also get a lot of mails from them, do this course. Will be over in 1 week time, 2 week time. Okay, that is a very small thing, right? And now look at this qualification gives you international passport. You will be working in companies that pay well. You will be working in multinational companies. You will have portability across the countries. There are very few CIAs in India. Handful today, very small number of CIAs, negligible number of CIAs in India and other countries. Why I was talking, it's very important for the African nationals. Why it is very important for the Africans? In Africa there is no CPA training, CPA exam center. In Africa, there are a few countries where you are having CMA-USA exam center. But in Africa, in almost all the countries, there are CIA exam centers. Number one. That is number one plus. Second, the African nations, there we have to look at the pockets. The third world country people like India also. People are having limited money. They cannot spend that 4,000, 5,000 budget. Third, the problem for Africa is huge. Look, India, China, and Africa, all are members of NAM, Non-Aligned Movement. We are all alike in the 1975. Today, imagine how India and China has advanced. Why India and China have advanced? Why Africa didn't advance that much? It is because the infrastructure, capacity building issue. In India, we are having huge number of chartered accountants, cost accountants, management accountants. In China, huge, that is more than, they're having more than Indians. China, each chartered accountant, cost accountant can work as a marketing manager, a CMA. Or a person cannot work in finance, accounting or auditing. Understand? So, for Africa, there are not accounting bodies. Recognized accounting bodies, IFAC. IFAC is the United Nations created IFAC, International Federation of Accountants. Now the countries are having, there are all the countries like India, Indian accounting body, then UK, their accounting bodies, they all are coming under the umbrella of IFAC. IFAC, I cannot be a member of IFAC. I am an individual. The Indian accounting body. There are two Indian accounting bodies. The Cost Accounting Institute, CA Institute, CM Institute. India, if it is India, like. If it is US, CPA Institute and CMA Institute. Their names are AICPA and IMA respectively. In UK, in Ghana, the Ghana Chartered Accounting Body. In Nigeria, we are having two accounting bodies. Okay, these are recognized. I will tell you name of the recognized accounting bodies which are member of IFAC. IFAC is having a exam quality. So there are countries in in Africa only, I will tell you, Kenya, then South Africa, Zimbabwe, then Ghana, Nigeria, Egypt. they are having, and maybe one more maybe there, they are member of IFAC. Other countries also recently, the World Bank, the capacity building institutes, they have been working for so many years to create accounting bodies. Very recently, a bundle of accounting bodies have been created, but they are not member of IFAC. Other accounting bodies are trying to support them, but they do not have members. They do not have any exam and all. They are in a very shuttered case. In fact, I am trying to help. I myself is trying to help some of the accounting bodies in personal capacity in Africa. So in Africa, if a country like, if like for example, if there are 10 qualified accountants created in Congo economy will do wonders. Ethiopia, they will do wonders. They do not have even 10, 15 accountants, qualified accountants. These SIMA, the SCCA, they have been working for so many years, about 50 plus years in Africa. They could not create the accountants, and the problem is there, this 15, 60 paper exam. So this gives you, my African friends, this gives you an opportunity to get a qualified accountant status. Right? Being with IPFC, as I told you, we assume that you need to be prepared by us. If you have any weaknesses of the past, you have to correct it. That is in our system. And you are having the exam in your surrounding, and the exam fee is easy, and you will be made a very rare professional in Africa. You will be going, you will have a free football ground. There is no defender defending you. You will go and score your goals in your personal career, and will be doing a great justice to your nationality by doing wonderful contribution to your countries. So that's all. Do you have any question? I mean, it is already having a lot of time. So this is the reason I haven't presented in a very formal way. I thought that let it be a free flow. As it comes, I will talk from that perspective. So you have any question, you can tell me. You can also note down my email address. Or my mobile number or WhatsApp number same. If you want to talk to me personally, you give a message to my WhatsApp number introducing yourself and tell that I want to talk to you. Either I will tell you, you can either call me now or I will call you. Now, you have any question that needs to be addressed now in general, I can answer.
Okay, I think I will just, Sushant, thank you very much for the talk. I mean, it was really wonderful. I would just like to share, people were asking for the syllabus of CIA.
Please, you send the syllabus to them.
Yeah, I will just share it once so that you can have the details here. Now, this is briefly, there are three parts like he was explaining. We have a part 1, we have a part 2, and we have a part 3. The percentages actually points out the weightages during the exams. Part 1 is bigger, it has 125 questions. Part 2 and part 3 are similar in nature. There are around 100 questions which comes from there. The time given for part 1 naturally is higher. It's 150 minutes exam. The rest are all 2 hours kind of an exam. The complete exam is online, just like explained. Okay, now during the COVID and post-COVID, they have allowed exam from anywhere, so you need not visit an exam center. If you feel that the exam center is not there in your city or nearby, you can give the exam from your laptop or desktop. That is very much possible. However, the Pearson View exam centers are practically everywhere across the world. It is always better to go to the exam center and give the exam. And just let me show the registration process also. People are asking, I mean, it's a very easy thing. You need to complete all the application requirements. It's an online portal where you need to submit all your documents. Once they validate your documents, they give you an approval for the exam, and then only you can go and register for the test. 3 exams you need to complete in a time frame of 3 years from the day you register. So quite a long time. 3 years is huge time, because generally, like who said, that the moment you take the training, you should go for the exam, because the faster you give the exam, the higher the chances of passing. The more you linger on the exam, the chance of passing becomes lesser. Nothing more from our side. I thank each one of you to have taken of time. Do share uh, the samples of this webinar in the social media. We are present in practically all the social medias which are there. Facebook, Instagram, more popular on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and obviously YouTube. So please try and share the photos of this webinar, and please don't forget to tag us, whichever medium you are using. Any questions, you may unmute your mic and ask, or in case you want to put it up on the chat, please go ahead and put it up on the chat. Josh is also here, so we will also be able to take up your questions.
Yeah, any question? Fees part, Anirban will tell you. Fees is very much reasonable fees. Of course, I do
The
not.
fees will be, whoever is the counselor who will connect with you, they will connect with you tomorrow. This is more of a technical webinar, less of a financial webinar. But yeah,
Enough
mock
mock
practice,
is there.
like I said, enough mock, you will run out of mocks.
Mock
I
is
mean, you
not a
can never
question.
run out of mocks. Yeah.
Mock is not an issue. Mock is not an issue. We'll cover. For Showman, I will tell you about Showman is from IIM Calcutta. Showman, I am from IIM Ahmedabad. So we had similar type of preparation. I also come from, recently I did like about 32 courses on technology. You have worked in IT area. I haven't worked, but okay, I know about it. Recently, I learned about all these things except like blockchain. I have a shallow idea about. I know shallow idea about blockchain. I haven't done any blockchain programming, but what it will do, this IT today is a area where the transactions takes place. So, and the transactions are if you have program, then you see there are audit trails that you have to keep. CIA gives you the, first of all, you have, since you did your MBA from IIM Calcutta, and it is one of the world's finest institute. Uh, so you know the business. So for you, the business processes and all is nothing new to you. So, but here what you will learn, the control part, the risk part, uh, and the audit trail that is required to be made, the controls that you need to keep in each transaction area or functional area, those issues will be something to you. And that is like in this, if I talk about like today, artificial intelligence is coming up. There are softwares, there are program machine language models, those are creating to that are being created or being thought about to create any fraud, to catch any fraud. Of course, we have done those fraud programming in credit card, but here the fraud is of different type of fraud,
And to see the fraud, you may have to go to the ERP model, and whether the ERP API you can access or not. And from there you have to write something to see, like to get the data set. The data set will be their actual data. From there these models are being thought of, but nothing as such has come much in these areas. And in the field of finance, something has been done in machine learning, in field of stock market and all, but to be very frank, not much has been done. You have a huge scope here in blockchain also. It is going to be the future. There you have the functional knowledge of the things, but you do not have the control knowledge, which is an integral part of a system, be the database system, uh, be the database integrity, or your IT control, or the security part. So this will give you adequate, value addition, I would say. And we are very much we are having students who are from the Arab world. They are huge number of students from the Arab world, and they all love IPFC. They tell us, like, why don't you come to set up an institute in Egypt or Bahrain, or most of our students are from, actually, you can say about 40% of our students are from the Arab world, including both the Indians working and the Arab natives. Thank you, Soman. Shweta, Sadek, Manisha, Asraf, Bivas, Harry, you have any question? See, I can tell you that even if you forget your goal, we will be chasing you to embrace your goal. Okay? That is the reason we have survived for 13 years. So, Anirban, so thank you everybody for attending this seminar. And
thank you very much. So please be in touch with your respective counselors. We'll definitely get back to you. The various links for social media is being shared in the chat, so you may please connect with us.
We start the batch from next Monday, Harry. We start the batch from the next Monday. Next Monday, the classes will be conducted on Monday and Tuesday. It will be in your convenient time, Indian time, 9:30 is the time when we start. So that is after you reach your home, you get us in the class. Thanks, Manisha.
From Monday, we are starting the part 1 plus.
Starting with part 1.
And to Ashraf, how long it takes to finish CIA? I think sir has already said it takes around.
I will tell you, last year we took 1 month to complete part 1. We took 2 months to complete part 2. It took 3 months to complete part 3. So it will be like we will be taking similar time. Maybe for part 3 we'll be tapering it because of our learning curve phenomena. We may be taking 2.5 months for part 3. I do not want to cut the part 2 class time. But part 3 months was a bit bigger time than actually we need to give. We will resize it slightly.
Yeah, John, the fee structure will be shared to you. I think Shohini is handling you, so it will be shared to you by Shohini.
Yeah, you get recorded class. You get recorded class. You get class notes. You get class notes. You get all the recorded class. Yes, you can if you are having we are having fees for, we are having provision for paying the exam part wise also.
Any more queries? You may please.
Okay.
Put it on.
Our counselors also will be like with Shweta, Shohini, Manisha.
Yeah, Harry, if your
Will
question is
be,
not understood, can we attend the calls
they are
from
very
mobile?
much
You can call us
caring.
from mobile.
They're very much caring. They, even after admitting you, they remain in touch with you about your personal issues. We are very much sensitive to your personal issues. So thank you, everybody. We expect you to become our students.
Yes, Harris, you can attend the class using your mobile. That is very much possible. I mean, not necessarily that you have to sit with your laptop. You need to download the app and then you can attend the classes from your mobile also, not an issue.
Thank you, Hari. We are having a very special, heart filling for Africa. I met 3 diplomats in New Delhi, 3 African diplomats. They all of us were very impressed with IPFC, and they were telling us that you come to our country, we will give you places, all the infrastructure and everything to set up your institute. I said, okay, over a period of time, we'll of course go there. We would like to not only go with this education, we also will go with IT education. We are going to have a IT training division where we'll be training all the IT courses, relevant IT courses. I come from almost all the fields. That is an advantage. I come from, okay, you come from, okay, thank you. Would be happy to be at Ravanda. I come from engineering background, civil engineer. I was a civil engineer basic degree. Thereafter, I did my MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. Then I did my CMA, CFM, licensed international financial analyst from America. Then I am a law graduate. I am a master's of philosophy. I did a Master of Commerce for one intention, like if I would like to become a doctorate, I would not like to go back to IIM Ahmedabad once again and spend a huge time there. I don't have that time, so I thought like doing an MCOM can get me a master doctorate qualification maybe easily. So I also did an MCOM with some objective also, allied objectives also are there to know the MCOM profile of students. And I also, okay. Yeah, in Tanzania there are, CIA is a qualification, that is, since it is available there, that's why there is a CIA base of good number of CIA base, and that is a good thing for you because already people know the qualification and its worth. So thank you very much.